So as a huge Tomodachi Life fan, I quite like watching other people play the game, if I can find anyone playing it, and yesterday was no different. I was flicking from channel to channel, watching different YouTubers show off their islands, and sometimes considering leaving a comment before the social anxiety got to me. I was deep into the doom scroll zone when this me popped up on screen. I immediately gave my full attention to the video and found that the YouTuber had been trying to make a new me, but this thing appeared instead of the default me. Let me tell you, I was hooked instantly. Was it a glitch, a secret virus, a creepypasta? I had to know! In a follow-up video, the YouTuber, who is called Lily Likes Things, said that she contacted someone who knew a lot about Miis for more info. Lily was told that this glitch came from the game setting all the values in the Mii's code to 0, and that it couldn't be saved due to it being a nameless special Mii. A secret Mii that can't be made or saved? Am I in heaven? That is like my two favorite things rolled into one. This must be why fate had me learn to hack Tomodachi Life when I was 11 instead of playing outside with the other kids. I need this Mii on my island. I literally won't be able to sleep until it has been freed from being stuck in the depths of the Mii Maker. University Project My Foot. This is what I'm doing now. Hello everybody, I am Hero Forever, and today I'm going to use my amazing skills to get that glitched Mii onto my island and make it available to everyone. Ha ha ha. First things first, I had to make sure this isn't some internet prank. According to Lily Likes Things, the glitch can only happen naturally in the Citra emulator. So I found a copy and booted my stuff into it, but inside the town hall is where I found my first problem. I did not know exactly what made the glitch happen. Don't worry though, there is a perfect solution to this problem, and it's called press all the buttons until you break something. So I did that for about 10 minutes, and most of that was trying to click the back arrow very quickly after pressing the Make a Mii button, which didn't work very well. I kept trying stuff until I gave in and rewatched the original video where I realized the glitch happens in the Mii Maker tab, not the new Mii tab. So I went in the Mii Maker tab and so I obviously clicked it and oh my god, the Mii is real! Step 1 complete. The lost Mii actually exists, and now it's time to save her. Okay, so here's a list of what we know. 1. This Mii has only ever appeared in the Citra emulator. 2. This Mii is a special Mii, aka it was made by Nintendo and has gold pants. 3. This Mii cannot be saved due to its nickname being uneditable. And 4, this Mii looks the way it does because it has all its values set to 0. If you've watched my other Tomodachi Life videos before, then one of these facts may stand out to you. I'll give you a second to guess which one it is. It's number 4! Woo! I have dealt with many empty Miis in the past due to the Forsaken Friend All button in the save editor. Once I noticed this myself, I started making my plan. If I can extract one of these empty Miis and add them to my island, maybe it'll turn into the glitched Mii. To make that happen, I had to do something I'd never wanted to do again. Open the Tomodachi Life Save Editor EX. I have sworn off the newer save editor versions for years. They just don't work as well and corrupt everything. But they're also the only versions that have the ability to extract and restore Mii data. So meet Rebeccith, who was named by my lovely brother Dylan. Rebeccith was going to be the star of this video. I uploaded her into the save editor and set all her values to 0, and as soon as I did that, this happened. I accidentally corrupted Rebeccith and lost my backup file, much to Dylan's dismay. So anyway, meet Rebeccith II, the star of this video. I dressed her up a little bit more to make sure that she had no values set to 0. That way I could tell if anything changes. Think of it as the control of this experiment. Okay, so I corrupted the first Rebeccith's data when setting all the Mii ID's values to 0. So I'm going to leave that alone for now. Instead, I have a much sneakier plan. When you first open the save editor, before you've even opened your save file, everything is blank. The save editor has no values set yet, so it can't display anything. What if I extract this empty data slot as a Mii and then replace Rebeccith II with it? Okay, things aren't looking good, but I made double backups this time. There will be no Rebeccith III on my watch. I had to stop and think for a moment. Why is it corrupting in the first place? I redid the glitch with correctly sized 3DS screens and looked closer at the bottom screen. If the only known reason as to why we can't save the Mii is that it can't be named, then let's give it a name! I took an empty Mii slot and named it Rebeccith. Then I extracted it, fixed some weird error, replaced Rebeccith's data with the empty Mii, and Rebeccith has magically transformed into the default Mii. So the empty Miis are saved as the default Mii, not a Mii with all 0 values. Though that plan was only partially a bust, because look, we got gold legs. That is a very shiny step in the right direction. But this is weird. I can't edit the name of the Mii at all, even though the settings are set to sharing on and copying allow. I'm guessing this is caused by the gold legs, though I can edit the Mii's appearance, which is awesome. So I moved my save back into the editor to figure out what my next step should be. The first thing I noticed was that all my Miis have the same Mii system ID except for Rebeccith. I don't know what these do or what caused the corruption last time, so we're gonna leave those alone for now. Then I got distracted by removing Rebeccith's favorite foods, but once I finished goofing off, I noticed that default Mii Rebeccith's hair was set to 32. I thought this was an odd number for the default Mii hair, so I opened up my game and changed Rebeccith's hair to see what happens. Her hair is now 84. Are there that many hairstyles in this game? Well, I guess the only logical thing now is to set her hair to 0 and see what happens this time. I also kept trying to set the makeup and face to 0, but the editor won't let me, so I'll work on those values later. Now we're back in Tomodachi Life once again to check on poor Rebeccith, and she has the glitch Mii hair! We're getting somewhere, yeah! Okay, we are getting very close to fully finding the glitch Mii, but if we want to go any further in this quest, there are 2 things that need testing. 1. Will this glitch Mii work outside of an emulator? And 2. Will the gold pants break my game? These are very serious concerns. What if the glitch Mii breaks my 3DS? Or what if, since Rebeccith's gold pants aren't legit, they also break my 3DS? I do not want to tell my parents that I have to buy a new 3DS due to some shiny trousers. To test if these gold pants are safe, I need to compare them to some legit gold pants. So I plugged in my beautiful 3DS capture card and booted up my save file with the current iteration of Rebeccith loaded into it. The game let me in without saying there's a corruption, which is what we like to see. I then went into the town hall and added the lovely Miyamoto to my island. Now that I have an actual special Mii, I can compare its data to Rebeccith's in the save editor. The first thing I noticed was that some of the Mii IDs were set to 0, so now we know which ones caused the corruption last time. I then set those values to 0 on Rebeccith, which makes us another step closer. So the only thing I'm missing is the Mii's appearance. The save editor doesn't have the ability to fully change a Mii's face, so I decided to delve deeper. First, I downloaded the master copy of the save editor from GitHub so I could try and read the Visual Studio solution. But the only files I could find were just code from the appearance of the editor, so there's no forcing things to happen that way. I couldn't read the language it's coded in anyway. I then had what I thought was a genius idea. Edit the save file manually with a hex editor. For those that don't know, Tomodachi Life save data is just a text file for some reason, so you can literally just open it and read it. The only problem is that it's pure gibberish. But with a hex editor, its values are a little bit less gibberish. Do I know how to read hexadecimal? No. Did that matter to me at the time? Also no. I'm not even sure what my plan was. Magically figure out what values represented Rebeccith's face and set them to 0. To be fair, I was sick the entire time I was doing this, so maybe the virus got to my brain? Let's just say I found nothing and wasted an hour of my time. But my stupidity isn't over yet. I want to mention that I have very bad eyesight. I'm blind in my left eye and the right one is still really bad. Is this important? Maybe someone assumed that this endeavor would be a lot shorter than it was and didn't wear their glasses the whole time. I only noticed when I started getting dizzy from the inability to read the hexadecimal. Once I regained the ability of sight, I decided to ditch the hexadecimal business and just try to make Rebeccith look like the glitch Mii in the base game. Which is probably what I should have started with, but anyway, I had the glitch Mii on screen and once again booted up my 3DS, and you can see we have some quadruple screen action going on here. Look at all that 3DS. Anyway, it's time to get to work. While I was setting the face, I noticed a pattern starting to form. Each facial feature was shrunk as much as possible, squished as much as possible, moved as high as possible, pushed as close together as possible, and downturned as much as possible. As Rebeccith started looking more like the glitch, I started getting really excited. I had done it. I had saved the glitch Mii and brought her to my island. And then I got to the eyebrows. I had already left the brows for last, as they're pretty much invisible. One of them is hidden by the hair, and the other one is just one with her pupil. I spent a good while trying to guess which brow it was, was, I pushed the upscaler in Citra to 4x the original quality and I still couldn't tell. I tried switching the format, taking a screenshot, and even opening 2 instances of Citra for higher quality, but her brows are just too goddamn small. I ended up picking a brow that looked close enough for now and tried to move it into place, but it won't go up. Maybe I've turned it the wrong way? No, it looks wrong now. Maybe the true eyebrows is the glitch we made along the way. I tried for 40 minutes before deciding I should step back and take a break for a bit. I was sick, tired, and my brain probably needed a change of scenery, so I grabbed my phone to text my brother and see if he wanted to hang. But when I opened it, it was still on Lily's video. I decided to finish it as I had been enjoying it before I got extremely sidetracked. And wait, what's this? What? The blank me looks like the default starter male me due to only most of his data being set to 0. His format version, original creation device, height, build, and other me face related data is not set to 0. A truly blank me, i.e. a me with all data really set to 0, would not be possible to render due to an issue with the eyebrow vertical value. However, just for entertainment purposes, a me with values all set to 0 except for the eyebrow vertical, which has been set to the closest it can to 0, which is 3, is shown on the right. It meant the value thing literally? I thought having the value set to 0 meant it was like a glitch number. But 0 is actually the index of the face features, and the default me isn't necessarily the actual default. I don't know if I'm a genius or an idiot. How obvious was that fact? What I mean is that I thought the me was a glitch because it somehow had its facial features at a value that shouldn't exist. I assumed that 1 was the default, but these are indexes used in things like arrays, so 0 is the default. I don't know if that makes sense to people that don't code, but that's the answer. So the real glitch was the eyebrows we met along the way after all. But what do I do about the eyebrows since I cannot yet read hexadecimal or the weird symbols that are Tomodachi Life save data? Then I'll have to settle for one of 2 options. Have the weird mustache brows or no brows. I flipped back and forth for a bit and got distracted by a small glitch that happens when I switched brows and ended up picking no brows because to be fair, you can't even tell that there are brows there in the first place. If anyone wants to help me get the true brow placement, then feel free to DM me on Blue Sky or TikTok. And that's it! We did it! Now all I have to do is save and export her QR code. Oh, I forgot about that part. I guess my plan to release her into the world has failed. Or has it? You think a puny QR code will stop me? I eat these guys for breakfast. But first I decided to switch the name. I do want to keep the name Rebeccith for this me. It does suit her, which is quite nice, but some other people might want to change it. And unfortunately, the nickname is still blocked off. So I have a better idea. This is what the default me's have their names as in the save editor. I think it's French. I'm pretty sure the guy that made the save editor is French. I think it's a perfect glitchy name for our little glitch me, and anyone can change its pronunciation if they want, but I'm keeping mine as Rebeccith. I'm also changing the favorite color to red and the copying setting to don't allow, so those values are also 0. Also, I found I can check the Mii's studio code and look at all those zeros! That's so awesome! A lot of those other numbers are probably from the name, birthday that I forgot to remove, and Tomodachi Life settings, like the voice. Those can all be changed or removed though, so they aren't as important as the face. And now is the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to release the completed Rebeccith into the world. In the description below, I have a link to Rebeccith's me file. You can download it and use one of the newer save editors to install her into your save data. That way you keep her gold pants, which is probably the most impressive outcome of this journey. Also, if anyone learns how to make a gold me QR code, then please teach me. I found nothing about it online. And that's it! The glitched me has been freed. Rebeccith is now on a loving island and I will take care of her with the rest of my me's. After that, I just hung out with her for a bit. It was nice to see her just enjoy life for a while, getting to do things she would have never gotten to do if she was left in the void. What started as the joke of, can I do this impossible task? Turned into a fight so much bigger than I imagined. This journey didn't teach me much. It's not getting a live action adaptation anytime soon, sadly. I didn't really learn any lessons like how to read hexadecimal or the meaning of the name Rebeccith, but that's okay, because in the end, I gained something so much better than that. I am so glad I found Rebeccith and that she can stay on my island forever. Moral of the story, don't pluck your eyebrows, kids. It may make it harder for a hacker to save a trans woman from the eternal void. Anyway, I'm off to hack something else now, so I shall bid you farewell. Bye bye.